Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Max and Nick podcast, where everything we talk about is about different societies within the Christian umbrella.
Today we'll be talking about Jesuits and their role in spreading Christianity around the globe. We will also reference two very important missionaries, St. Francis Xavier and St. Matteo Ricci.
Time for the quote of the day. You cannot evangelize a culture you despise or a language you do not speak. First impressions, Nick.
I'm not sure I agree with that. Jesuits for centuries have surpassed the culture and language barrier with ease and have managed to convert thousands of people across the world. Languages can be extremely helpful, however irrelevant, because religion can be taught using images and signage. I believe that when one person believes, it spreads like wildfire through the whole nation.
So our main message today is that you can evangelize a culture you despise or whose language you do not speak by stepping into their perspective and integrating into their culture. First up, Francis Xavier. He is by far the greatest Roman Catholic missionary of modern times who was instrumental in the establishment of Christianity in India, the Malay Archipelago, and Japan. Time for a quick interview. St. Francis Xavier, what was your main goal while in these different countries?
For 30 years, my goal is to be a pioneer in attempting to create a mutual comprehension between both cultures.
How did you cope with the language barriers?
I did not understand the language of the local people, but that did not mean I couldn't evangelize a culture whose language I did not speak. I worked tirelessly, day and night, translating a small catechism into the native Tamil with the help of interpreters. And between the years of 1542 and 1544, I managed to baptize around 100,000 people of a culture I could not speak. During 1545, I set out for more Christian opportunities in the Malay Archipelago. There I also found many missionaries along the archipelago, converting thousands more. Yet again, I did not know how to speak their language. I had to adapt my methods to suit the Japanese community. The look of poverty I had used to attract the Malays and Indians was repelled by the Japanese, so I abandoned it for studied display. I had figured out that the only way to successfully convert the Japanese was through China, because the Japanese always looked upon the Chinese for knowledge and wisdom. Sadly, I never reached China.
It's now time to discuss about Matteo Ricci. Matteo Ricci was also another Jesuit missionary who managed to evangelize a culture in which he did not understand the language. Ricci saw China as a major target because of its size and gateway to spreading Christianity in Japan.
He bypassed the language and culture barrier by fully integrating himself into Chinese culture and becoming a scholar. He connected with the population by dressing and eating and acting like them.
The only way he could evangelize the population was by becoming a respected member of their society. China was always looking up to the Western wisdom and was in constant pursuit of it. By becoming a Western scholar, Matteo was respected and listened to by the highest class of society and was able to surpass the language and culture barrier to evangelize the nation.
Ultimately, what is the role of Jesuits in spreading Christianity? St. Ignatius had said, "Go set the world on fire." It is perhaps one of the greatest quotations of St. Ignatius, which clearly marks out and underlines the role of the Jesuits in spreading Christianity over the world.
The Jesuits have ultimately achieved this. Today, 20,000 Jesuits work in more than 100 countries spread across the globe. Anyway, that's it for today, folks.